Hey there, legal warriors. SR22 insurance. Steps to get your driver's license reinstated quickly. Are you trying to get your license back? Do you want to know what steps you need to do in most cases in Washington State to get your license back quickly? If so, this is the video for you. My name's Fryrear. I'm a defense attorney in Lynnwood, Washington, and we've been helping people defend crimes and helping them get their license back for more than 20 years. And I'm just going to jump right into how you can get your license back, how you can get it reinstated quickly in Washington State, and SR22 insurance. So first of all, what is SR22 insurance? SR22 insurance is basically an obligation of an insurance company to let the Department of Licensing know that you're insured or if you drop your insurance. So think about it this way. Sometimes you get a suspension where Department of Licensing says to get your license back, you need to have SR22 insurance. You go, what is that? Well, it's basically a rider. It's an extra step you have to do because the Department of Licensing says, hey, you've had some problem that's triggered this requirement on your license. So for us to give you your license back, you need to maintain proof of financial responsibility. And so if you have suffered a suspension, step one is determine whether or not you need SR22 insurance at all to get your license back. So how do you do that? Well, you need to go to the Department of Licensing website, www.dol.wa.gov. So go there and access your License Express account. If you don't have a License Express account, you can establish one right there online. It just takes your driver's license number, your date of birth, some other information, password, etc. And then you're going to be able to get in and take a look at your licensing records. And you can see the status of your license, and you can see how do I get my license reinstated also if you're currently suspended. So go ahead and do that. Take a look and say, do I have to have SR22 insurance? And it'll also tell you other things like, are there unpaid tickets or am I waiting out a suspension? Do you need an interlock? So first of all, see if you need SR22 insurance. So that's step one. Step two, if you need SR22 insurance, then you have to go ahead and reach out to some insurance companies. Most insurance companies, maybe even your own, will offer SR22 insurance, but not all of them, because it's a bit of a burden maintaining this extra program. And so our client's goal, is it going to cost a lot? Is it going to cost a ton? Well, it may cost a little more, but usually it's not quite as bad as you think. Because again, SR22 isn't necessarily insurance itself, it's the extra obligation for the insurance company to report whether or not you have insurance. So step two, if you need the insurance, is go ahead and immediately get hold of an insurance company and shop around and find out what the price is. There's actually a broker out there that we've probably all heard of you can talk to. Basically, once you pay for that insurance, they should electronically file the SR22 insurance proof with the Department of Licensing. Step three would be, now before you start driving, hey, I've got my SR22 insurance filed, what do we do? Well, you need to make sure that everything's been processed with the Department of Licensing. Just because you're told that it was filed doesn't mean it's been processed on the Department of Licensing end. So again, get on that Licensing Express account and see what it says. Do you have to pay a reissue fee? Does it still say that it's waiting, right? Maybe it still says you need SR22 and you've already bought it. So, you're going to have to go ahead and sort of be the squeaky door, right? That keeps bothering either the Department of Licensing or the insurance company to make sure it's processed. And then finally, step four is do not drive until you see that your license shows valid, okay, on the website. If it doesn't show a valid driver's license, then you're not able to drive. So those are sort of the four steps if you need SR22 insurance and nothing else is holding you up. What are some situations where you do need SR22 insurance? Well, if you're trying to get an ignition interlock license off of a DUI, then you're going to need SR22 insurance. We have a video about that. If you're getting your license back after a DUI suspension, you're going to need SR22 insurance. If you're getting your license back after a reckless driving conviction or a hit and run attended conviction, you're going to need SR22 insurance. Those are some of the main times that you're going to need it. When are you not going to need it? What if you're suspended and the website says you do not need SR22 insurance? Well, then you're probably suspended for an unpaid ticket. And we have a video about that as well. But if you have an unpaid ticket suspension, you are not going to need SR22 insurance because it's certain types of suspensions and convictions that trigger the SR22 requirement. If you have an unpaid ticket, what you're going to do is you're going to get a hold of the court that the unpaid ticket is in, and you're going to call them up and say, hey, what are my options for clearing this hold with the Department of Licensing? It may be at collections. You may need to talk to a collections company. But again, the biggest practice pointer is once you clear these things, if you pay your ticket, you might think you're good to drive, but you may not be good to drive just yet because that adjudication has to be processed. And again, no driving until you see on your Department of Licensing License Express account that your license is indeed valid and clear. So in most cases, you're going to keep it simple. It's not as hard as you think to get your license back, although it is confusing. So if you're having some problems, if you don't know how to read your paperwork or your record, or you need an attorney to help you, you can always give us a call. Again, we've been doing this for more than 20 years. Usually we're going to be able to point you in the right direction. We've seen most every type of suspension. And the good news is if you follow the right steps, you should be able to get your license back. So I hope you found this helpful. And if you have, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'm going to keep putting out videos so all of us can be more educated about how the legal system works here in Washington State. We'll be there for you.